Hello, everyone, and welcome to another live stream. Now, in this live stream today, we're going to be doing something very, very interesting. I'm going to be playing some games. And who am I? I'm International Master Alan Safaramuta. For those of you who have not subscribed as yet, I'm going to be playing some games with some master level preparation. Now, most players like to hide and safeguard their preparation and to give you moves that they actually don't play. But I like to show people what I play, because I know that there are many snakes out there in the chess community wanting to fool you guys and give you some bad moves. I am here to show you the way, to show you the right moves, to show you how the real masters play the game. So I'm going to start up playing some blitz games. Going to be showing no mercy. Beat anyone who comes, toss them out of the way, and drop some serious preparation on them there. So again, as always, anyone has any questions, anything that's been on your mind, get your chance to ask me and I will respond. I'll give you a very detailed breakdown. With that, we're going right into playing. Let's start up here. As usual, we play some 3+2 blitz. If any of you want to send me challenges, that's welcome. So playing against some guy from Greece. Let's go pawn to e4. He goes to Sicilian defense and we play our signature move, knight to c3. Knight c6, bishop b5. It looks like he's gearing up to fall. And he plays pawn to g6. Now this move isn't so good. I can simply take on c6, double his pawns. I could proceed with, I can play f4 first or d3, then f4. But here I will play f4 first. Then I want to play knight f3, d3, and follow up in a normal fashion. Here I will play knight f3 first. Alright, so now the first thing I want to do in these structures, so black has the double pawns here. So I want to keep them there, because they could be targets and potential weaknesses. So for now, I just want to castle, get my king to safety. I have ideas of transferring my queen across to the king side, playing f5 and attacking. Okay, so he attacks my knight with his bishop, which generally is a good idea because this knight could become a heavy attacker piece. So alright, I am no problem with that. Let him go ahead, take it. And then I'm going to develop the rest of my pieces. So he plays e5. So if I take that pawn, he plans to move his knight and get back the pawn on the next move, which is not a stupid idea. I will push ahead with pawn to f5. So he plays knight to d7. Just trying to regroup his pieces a bit. And I need to think here how I'm going to proceed. Here I will play knight e2. So my knight on c3, you see, wasn't doing too much. I was looking at the d5 square, the b5 square, but nothing was really happening there. Alright. Plays pawn to f6. He's trying to consolidate. Play some solid chess. Let me develop with bishop to e3. It's always a wise idea to get my pieces out. Alright. So he played rook f7. So the guy's playing very solid. He wants to kind of lock down the position here. I need to start some sort of attack. Let me first play some pawn to h4. Because if I play pawn to g4, maybe he would have the idea to completely lock down the position with g5. And I wouldn't want to give him that. So he's playing very solidly here. Alright, now I need to see how I'm going to get him here. Let me first try to bring my other rook into the game and try to bring all of my pieces towards the attack. Now here's a cunning idea. Maybe he wants to play bishop to h6 and trade dark squared bishops. But okay, I should be fine with that. I'm bringing all my pieces slowly towards his king. And now I want to open the position a bit to see if I could get out at his king. Let me take here, open up a bit. Then I want to play pawn to h5, which is going to create some weak squares here. I want to get access towards this f5 square. So he takes on e3. I have to recapture. And I assume he has to recapture as well. And now before anything, first I will play queen h3. Positioning my queen on a square where it attacks h5, keeps pressure on his knight. Then he plays queen h6. Alright. Now I want to get in with my knight, see how it could be improved. Piece improvement is very important in chess. You always want to improve your pieces. I have to think very carefully here and play a bit quicker. I wouldn't want to lose my time, so let me bring my queen in with check. Then I'd want to, perhaps I can bring my knight in here, attacking his queen, asking him an important question. Then I have to see where he's going to move his queen. Move his queen there. I could take that pawn, but I don't know how useful that is. I'm going to play knight d6. Threatening knight f7. Okay, now I would like to be a bit faster here. Okay. Play knight e8, attacking the f6 pawn. Alright, so what is he going to do? He defends staunchly. He play rook f5, attacking his queen. Queen probably has to go with check, but then I'll move my king across. Let me attack his rook. Put a big question, he's threatened mate. I stop that immediately. Okay, I need to see how to break through the position. It's not so easy to break through here. He's still threatening something. Then move my knight here to move it back to e3 and defend against any mates. Okay, I move my knight. He will play h3. Then I could move my rook back, attacking his pawn perhaps. Okay, I'll move my rook back, defending my knight. Here it is a bit tricky. Here I could simply take this. His queen cannot take it because my queen will recapture. He probably thought he could play queen takes, and I couldn't recapture due to the pawn, but here I can simply capture this. Then I can move out of the way. I have a queen here, so I wouldn't want to squander this position. Let me just trade some pieces, and then it'll be much simpler to win the game. Usually the simplest way to win is when you're up in material, to simply trade the pieces. And the less pieces there on the board, the much easier it will be for me to win the game. He won't be able to defend with the limited material that he has. So let's simply take here. I can take this free knight. He'll have to block it. And then I'll just take back my pawn. Okay. So he won the first game there. So very good. That's a good one there. All right, so we got him. We put him away, and that was with our secret Sicilian idea. So we see that it works. It's nothing to discuss. There's real master preparation being used. Let's continue with another game. All right, so let's see who's the next victim. We're waiting to see who's the next victim of the day. All right. So we're up here against someone from Norway. Plays pawn to c4. I play very solid with pawn d6, pawn to d5. Establishing some very good central control here. He plays pawn to d4. And here I'll up for the Marshall Gambit, which just looks like a kind of triangle. It's a very solid setup. I develop my knight to knight f6. He plays knight f3. And here I really like to play the move pawn to a6, which is continuing with the triangle. He plays b3. I play my bishop out to b4, pinning his knight. Develop my knight to d7, controlling some central squares. Now it may look a bit weird at first, but trust me, the system is quite effective. He should castle. And now a very important detail is that I realized that my bishop on b4 doesn't really want to take his knight. The purpose was that I lowered his bishop on d2. And now I come back to d6 here simply. It's a very interesting strategy here. And now he plays queen e2, which is a bit of a strange move. I think I should be able to just break in the center with pawn d5. Continue my strategy here. Alright, he takes. I recapture here, he captures d5. I have a good center here, putting some pressure, and if he takes again, then my pieces will get further opened up, which will be good for me. Let's see what he's going to do. So he's thinking. So when your opponent is thinking, it's always a very good sign. Something smells off about that move. That's a funny smelling move. Let me take on e4 here. My bishop is under attack on d6 with knight, so I have to recapture here. He tries taking with the queen, but I believe I can simply play knight f6, attacking his queen. His idea is queen h4, and he's playing very aggressively. So he wants to play bishop g5 next, and perhaps generate some mating ideas. So I definitely won't want to allow that. So here I'm thinking to use a very positional sacrifice that will take a lot of the steam out of his attack and generate me some play at the cost of a pawn. So I'll play pawn to e4, so I'm offering him a pawn by getting rid of his strong light squared bishop. And I'm generating a lot of counterplay. My rook comes in the game with tempo. White is up a pawn. White is of course very solid, but black has the two bishops. I'm going to get some good piece coordination. I believe I could put my bishop on d5 with bishop e6. Bishop d5 should be one idea. This would be very good to get the bishop there. But then after bishop e6, he can play knight. Knight g5, he can play. Attacking h7. I can also try queen f6 with the idea bishop f5. This one looks interesting. Because my bishop comes out the f5 with tempo, my rooks are connected, and my pieces are out. This could be a very good move. And now I develop Bishop f5 with tempo. Perhaps he wants to exchange rooks, then move his queen. It would be very solid to stay the position as it is. So he moves his queen there, and now I'm thinking of making a humble move. Pawn to h6, creating some space for my king, taking away any shenanigans on the g5 square. Plays knight to e5. Okay, let me bring in my rook with tempo. Rook c8. Queen g3 is played by him. So I have a pin on his knight, which I don't think he's too happy about that. I mean, I can take it and play the opposite colored bishops. That's one option. I can play also rook c2. Rook c2 looks interesting. It could be a little bit artificial as it's playing very aggressively. But I believe this strategy maybe has some potential, although it could backfire. Playing on the c file, ignoring his d pawn. Okay, so you play knight c4, solid move. I can take. How do I deal with that knight? You have to play a bit faster here. There's some problems here. Now let me try playing bishop e6. Yeah, this endgame now may not be that pleasant after knight e3. Play rook d2. Then you could play rook d1. This isn't. Let me trade here. I'll try some f5 to get in f4. Although he could play d5, or maybe even f4 himself would be a good move. Maybe bishop d7. I should play b5 to take away the c4 square from his knight. If his knight lands there, it won't be looking too good. His knight did land there, okay. Play rook d8. He's trying to hold on. I'll move my bishop next. Waiting to see what's this. Can try in the rook end game, bring my king in. My king comes here. It's still far from any sort of draw, perhaps. Play, yeah, this one doesn't look too good. All right, so let's check what went on there. So a game review. So I sacrificed the pawn at this moment here with pawn to e4, and this was a good move. Of course, rook e8 was good, queen f6 was good, bishop f5 good, a6 was the best move, knight e5, rook c8 good, queen g3, rook c2 was good, bishop f4, and here this was what could have been the move instead? Here simply rook d8. But to know these positions generally, so he played queen h4, and e4 was the best move here, getting rid of his light squared bishop. However, they sacrificed a pawn. And queen f6 was good here, so I want to bring out my bishop to f5 with tempo. Play rook e1, Played bishop f5, queen c3, rook a8, while h6 first was very good. Knight e5. Here, for example, bishop takes e5 is honestly not too bad at all. Black gives up a pawn, but he has the opposite colored bishops and control over the light squares. This could have been a very simple option. I wanted to try for more. Rook c8, queen g3, rook c2, bishop f4, and here rook d8 should have been played. And then this would have been fighting after this. Knight c4 was missed. And here it went bad with bishop f4, and this things went downhill from here. Anyways, let's go to another game now. Alright, let's go again, pawn d4. Let's see what black is going to do now. Pawn to e5, and here we already know what we are going to do. We already know. Knight c6, let's play bishop c4. Knight f6, pawn to d4. Scotch gambit time. So you see our opponent is already thinking he's afraid of the Scotch gambit. Play pawn d5. Attacking his knight on f6. Forcing him to make a decision. So in the Scotch gambit, we always give our opponent problems from early on. He cannot rest, he cannot sit still, he has to think. Bishop b5. Knight d4, knight takes d4. So we want an automatic move here. Autopilot, bishop c5. Which is a very modern, interesting attempt. But we are not out of book here. We still know what's going on. So we defend our knight. So black here could castle and sacrifice the pawn, which usually is the best way for black to try. He takes there, which is very strange. Very, very strange move, I must say. Now let's think here. Should I take with the queen or the bishop? If I take with the bishop, I think taking with the bishop has to be the move. Taking with the queen is perhaps alright as well. I don't know what was his idea here at all. Some strange, some pagan sorcery here by the opponent here. This is not anything of the usual part. Black is trying to fool me here, but I am no fool. Black will eat his own words. He will eat his own dust. He will not be successful here. He will live to regret that he faced the Scotch gambit, as they all do. He castled here. So now his knight wants to take my bishop. Oh, I could take on c6. Yes, I could take on c6 here. And before I castle, perhaps I can play some knight to d2 or so on. So my idea is if I castle, I think he wants to play c5 and start kicking my bishop back. But can I play a move such as knight c3? With the idea to not allow him to simply kick me back like that. Let's try it, knight d2. Maybe he can play c5 anyways. It's possible he can play c5 still. Bishop e3, d4. Then I take, knight captures. Very interesting position here, very, very interesting. Maybe I will even castle queenside here. This is really here, this is a unique position. This is unknown, this is position unlike any other. But black is chinking a lot, so that's good. Alright. So my general plan is if I get rid of that strong knight, Like again, continue some form of sorcery here. What kind of move is that? Very strange moves. Some people play very strange chess these days. I kick his knight with f3. Can I simply castle? These questions are running through my mind. If I play f3, maybe as this queen h4 should not work, honestly. Queen h4, f3, queen h4, g3, knight captures g3. I should have bishop f2. Maybe he will fall for that trap. Let me actually try that. So he plays queen h4, minus g3, knight g3, and bishop f2. I think perhaps he missed that. Knight g3 and bishop f2. Then he'll play f4, and I play rook to g1, and I take back on g3. He will have some compensation for sure. So we'll see if it was accurate. So let's check now if he's really going to be in the hot seat here. But f4 rook g1, he can play simply queen takes h2. Alright. Rook g1, if I move the rook, he simply plays queen takes h2. So that most likely was a blunder by me. Alright, so how do I recover from this is the good question to ask. Knight f1 could be played, but then again I'm not threatening h captures g3 because of my rook. I need to find some sort of move here. Let me just try knight f1. I want to play knight captures g3. If he plays like that, have to take like this. The position is not. Let me see, maybe if I play f4, at least consolidate my center. Queen f5. Queen f3. Okay, you can take this on c2. What is going on here? Position is not so good. We messed up somewhere. See what went on there. Alright, so the move. So white should have taken back with the queen. And after castles, then simply take on c6. And here they move knight c3, because c5 is not possible. However, after bishop d4 castles, bishop c6, bc6, knight d2, f5 was good. And I miscalculated f3. I thought that after queen h4, g3, knight g3, bishop f2, I thought that simply I'm going to take back with the bishop. And I thought after f4 I can play here rook g1. And now I'm going to take, but I forgot simply he could take my pawn on h2. So we blundered there. Alright. So let's keep going. So we're playing some good level opposition here, which is always good. Let's see who's going to be the next victim. Alright, so remember guys, drop in the chat any questions you may have. Any opening questions, any general chess improvement questions. That's why I can play c5. So whenever I see the Sicilian defense, I get very happy because now I know, bishop to b5. This is the special sorcerer. So after knight to d4, if you don't already know, this is being featured in my upcoming course unchessable against the Sicilian defense. And here we play pawn to a4, a move played in less than 2% of games. So he plays g6. Then we continue simple development. Pawn d3, knight f3, and we dare black to take our bishop. Let's see what happens if he plays e6. Let him just dare to play the move pawn d6. So black doesn't know, oh, he takes, but okay, we simply play captures. And now we castle. And here the plan is very simple. We play h3. We just play bishop e3, queen d2, bishop h6, and trade this good bishop for our bishop. Black is going to play perhaps some b6 or something of the sort to develop his bishop to b7. He doesn't do that. Can I play e5 here? Is one question. If I play e5, his knight perhaps has to go back. Let me play queen d2 first and see what black's really about. I don't know if he wants to target my... That's a bit strange chess black is playing, honestly. Black's playing some weird chess. I could play b4 here also. Let me play pawn to b4. There's a pin from my bishop. But this position is again very heated. Got quite an early stage. Next I want to take on c5 and play e5. Okay. He moved his queen back, so that changes things a bit, but perhaps not too much. If I take on c5 and then play e5, his knight doesn't have the most comfortable square to go to. So I'm not too sure if he cannot really take back comfortably on c5. If he takes back, I play e5 and knight d5. And it's not looking too good for him here. So this is Sicilian defense getting destroyed here live, as you guys always like to see. So alright, let's see. I see we have some comments in the chat here, but I need to figure out how to read those chat messages. So he takes and then I play e5. Go back knight, go. Be gone. You are banished from this house. Then I play knight d5. Queen goes back to d8. And then my idea was very simple. I just take this pawn. So, okay, he takes there. Fair. So my question is, should I play c4, attacking his bishop, and then take on e7? Because that would be a fork. If knight captures, he moves his king, and then my knight perhaps is in some trouble. I prefer to move c4 here first. I leave e7 on the attack, and then I want to take his bishop. So waiting for him to make his move, which is not an easy thing at all. Alright, so he plays bishop c6. But this is even easier for me because here I could take check and then take his bishop and then take his rook on f8. bc6, bishop f8. And here I can play simply d4, d5 and get my pawns rolling. So d4, d5. Take the full center. Okay, he wants to stop that, but after rook fd1, I don't see how is he really going to stop the avalanche. Pawns now ready to roll down the board. So we caught him here to a slow and steady a4. Okay, and let's go ahead. d5. Let's go down the board. Easy. Steadily and ready. So after this game, we'll be answering some questions. I'll be checking the chat. Just wait till this game is over, and then I'll get to your most pressing questions. He takes an alright, I recapture. Now I'm ready to go. Alright, so his thing is, if I play d6, he just wants to move his knight and keep it blockaded. So how could I make this work? I'm in no rush to move forward the pawns. However, it would be good. e6, I don't want to open, so I'll play d6 and then I'll centralize my queen with queen to d5. But queen to d5, maybe knight f4, no. Queen d5, let me try. His rook should have to move. Let's see where he moves his rook. And then I try perhaps some knight d4 to trade the knights. His knight is a staunch defender. We don't want to relax here too early, even though we're up some material. We want to put the game away. That's a big mistake players make when they're up in material. They sit down and they relax. They start smiling too early. Okay. So he wants to generate some counterplay that is most certain. I should seek to trade the rooks. Well, if I trade the rooks, then I'm definitely entering the position on the b file. I can even seek to trade the queens with some queen b7. If I trade the queens, it should be a simple win. I don't see what he could do here. His bishop is also locked in. So black here was completely destroyed. Alright, his time is going low. 10 seconds, 9. He resigned. And we got him there. Very important game. So 1 great move, 11 best moves, and 10 excellent moves here. So let me check you guys how to check this chat. Alright. Let's see what you guys have to say. So I know everyone has their questions to ask. Everyone has always something to say. And so far, you see, in chess these days, people don't like to show their real ideas. People don't like to give some real value. People just throw out some random content and give you guys some random kind of moves and expect you guys to be happy. But here, we always like for you guys to be having some sort of value. Some sort of real chess content. That's the whole point of these streams. We don't want everyone to feel like they're not getting any value, to feel like they get some subpar move. I know when I was getting coaching and so on, I know when a coach would give me some line and I would feel like that is it. I would feel like that is the real line. And that's what I want you guys to feel like. I want you to get some real guys, some real lines. So alright, we had some questions here. So someone here, Happy Little Accident, said, good afternoon, another victim of our beloved A4. Very nice. So you came at the right time, my friend. You came at the right time. So yes, we saw a victim of the A4 and he was destroyed. He didn't know what to do. And that's what happens, One of the things about the openings in chess is we should choose strategies that our opponents are not too familiar with here. And that's what I try to do. So the one guy asked, what is ampersand in chess? So ampersand is a rule that when you move your pawn 2 squares ahead, and if there's a pawn directly next to it, it can be captured. So that's for the beginner chess player from India, as you asked. So let's go forward with some more games. Let's try to cut down some more opponents here. So again, all questions are welcomed. We want you guys to learn. That's the main thing about these streams. You guys to learn, improve your chess, and keep moving forward. Alright, so we're searching for the next victim of the day. We have passed 2,400 rating on chess.com. So we're moving up. That's always good. And we want to see who we're going to cut down. So as we said, any questions you guys have, I'm here to answer them. Now, only chess questions. If you ask me what's going on with your future life and those kind of things, I may not know. Maybe I can guess, but I won't know. Alright, so our next game here. Guy plays pawn to d4. So let's say what we're going to hit him here. We're going to hit him the King's Indian defense. Let me show you guys a masterclass in the King's Indian defense. So this guy is playing fast. He's playing his theories. He knows it's 100 moves or something. He will be the guy easily. So let's castle here. And now he's playing bishop g5. So let me show you a very interesting line where you put the knight at the edge of the board. So the strategy of this is black wants to play e5 and get the c5 square for the knight. That's a very strange move by him. F4 is very, very aggressive, I must say. So I can't play e5 now directly. Perhaps some knight d7 or so. Queen e8 is an interesting move. It's hinting that I want e5 anyways. Getting out of any possible pin, a very usual King's Indian move. Here may not be the smartest continuation. Let's see what he has in store. Let's truly see what this guy has in store here. So e5 is the one he wants to send me back. He wants to send me back. I don't know where he come from. This is my territory. I'm not going back. But he have no choice. I have to go back. So knight to d7. He sent me back, but I will be back very short. Then I play c5 and break up his central pawn chain. So one of the things about the King's Indian defense is that black gives white the pawn center. But he doesn't give him it free. He gives him it. He's like inviting someone into your home. Tell him come in. But then you poison his food. Have any of you all ever done that? I hope not. So knight to d5, he's attacking the e7 pawn, but what's this? I kick him here with f6. I'm gonna kick him back. So the King's Indian, as I said, is as if you invite someone to your home, you prepared a meal for him, but you poison the meal. And when he eats the meal, he's smiling, he's thinking he got something good, but after a few seconds, he'll be dead. So now we kick his knight back. We're sending him back. We don't want him in our house, say he's an uninvited guest. He's like those illegal immigrants. We go back. So alright, he play knight c3. Now I want to play pawn to f5 to actually open my bishop. Okay. So what's white going to do here? So someone said he poisoned the food of his enemy in India. He must be making a joke. Most likely, we never know. There's some very serious chess players these days. So knight f6. Alright, so getting my pieces out. I'm rubbing my hands together because I could feel the wind coming. Alright. Let's clap. We're gonna beat this guy. Alright, we're gonna take him down and take me down. Putting the ball in his court. Exactly, I welcome him to eat as much as possible, but then he'll feel sick. Just give me 1 second, guys. My computer charger fell down. I don't want my computer to die. We took here. Let me take it back quickly. Alright. What's going on here? So he brings his queen out. I mean, does this guy even understand chess? What's he doing? Strange moves. Once the castle queen said he wants to attack me. Alright. I need to bring my knight in the game. Because knight's not really in the game. When knight is not really in the game, things are not too good. Bringing my knight closer to the center of the board and ready to strike. Get some action going in here. Now I won't want to play d5 because then I'll give him the e5 square. And if I give him the e5 square, it's giving him a little bit too much food. Now I don't know, but when guests usually come over by your house, it depends what country you're in. Some countries give them a lot of food. Some countries just give them a little bit. When people come over by me, I don't like to give them too much because I have to eat as well. So he plays rook e1. Let me play queen f7, a very sly move. Working to get my bishop, he plays b3. And now I still don't want to play d5, c5. I could consider playing. But again, I don't like my knight. And my knight on c7 is a stupid knight. I mean, he was a retarded knight. Should I play b5 is... b5 could be a possible move, but first let me play a6. And wait for what's happening here. Perhaps I want to play b5. The position is very complex. You know, I must say here it's a big fight, it's a big battle, but that's how chess is. Chess is a big fight. Chess is a big battle. There's no easy games. There's no free points. I mean, it depends who you're playing. Some people are probably that bad that they could be considered a free point. So we played d5. Now we're breaking in position. Now the idea of this operation is I want to gain the d5 square. My pieces. If I could gain the d5 square, it would be good. So d5 is played, and let me okay, c captures d5. Alright, so someone in the chat says he lives in Chennai and there are a lot of gypsy chess players there. Alright, good for them, good for them. I mean, the thing about the game of chess is it welcomes everyone. Anybody can play. Alright. He captures d5. Huh. I don't want to take that pawn because I want to keep my very strong dark squared bishop. So I'll humbly move back. Now, if you have any humble people in the stream, you can humbly say so in the chat. Just say a humble viewer watching a humble stream. Nothing more humble than playing the game of chess. He moves his knight. I need to humbly play a little bit faster. Let me remaneuver my bishop to b7 to attack his pawn. Get that humble pawn on. He attacks me here. I don't want to give him bishop. So I need to play faster here, guys. I'm playing too slow. Play bishop d7. I mean, he can't eat my knight. I want to take on... Okay, I mean, he could eat my... he wants to play knight c6. Queen f7. Okay, and now I want to take back with the king to keep my rook on the e file. Let me take this pawn. Bishop takes. Cool. A takes. His knight is pinned. Take here. Okay, bishop. Pawn b. I missed it one move earlier, but I think it still works now. Okay. Let's just take this. And go down here. And attack him. Think we got him. Think we got him for sure now. We got him there. We got him there. Very good. It was a big fight. It was no easy battle. But we prevailed in the end, and that's one of the most important things in chess. We fight till the end. We don't give them any hope. We are fighters here, and chess is a game of war. Throwing blows left, right, and then we get to the goal here. We get to the victory. So let's keep on going with the next game. We want to find the next victim here. Now remember, guys, if any of you want to send me challenges, you all are welcome to do so. I might play a game with some viewers as well. If anyone believes they could are courageous enough to take on me. So okay, next game here, playing against some German 2500. So most chess content creators, when they do a speed run, they play against parts of players like 1200. We playing against strong opposition here, so nothing that I playing against 2500. So if I lose, okay, it's no big deal. But I'm not playing any passes. I'm playing games of the highest level. So it takes, I play e5. We in Scotch gambit territory. Bishop to b5, pin is knight, knight e4. We take knight d4, bishop c6, and here we know we take with the bishop. We castle. Development is key. Now let's see how he's gonna proceed. So he plays bishop c5. I kick his knight with f3. I kick his knight again. I play bishop e3 development, and queen b8 is the modern main line. Attacking the pawn on b2. And here I have several moves you can play. Let me try queen d3, which is the move I recommend in my course against the Scotch Gambit actually. It's a kind of very sly, sneaky move. You see, he was surprised. Now I play knight d2. Alright, so I want to take back on e4 here. Black has several options. He can simply castle and leave the knight to get back the pawn. That's an option if he's trying to play for a more safe game, such as a draw. Or he can take on d2. So let's see which one Black would prefer to do. Alright, someone has to get going. But thank you very much for tuning in, my friend. I checked out your Elite Chess games, and I really do some very interesting games. And the A4 idea is always interesting in every position. Thank you again for tuning in. And here we truly appreciate every viewer, every watcher. He plays queen h3. What a move is that? Huh. A bit strange. That's a strange move, honestly. Can I play knight b3 and try to get rid of his bishop? Or perhaps I can try this f5. He castles. Let me try this knight b3 now. Because if we trade bishops, then his queen is out of the game and his king is not looking too well. Okay. He does not want to trade, which is wise. I'll play f6 and go after his king. Okay, that's a wise move by him. He's guarding his king. He's leaving a leeway square for his queen to drop back. Could be said is a bit wise play. Thinking how exactly do I proceed? I could take on g7 and try to play that position, or I can take on b6 and play some sort of queen g5. Let me take on g7, try to open up his king. Black should have some play here with rook e5, it's fine. So if I play rook e1, he play rook e8. Let me take on b6. Let me start calculating here. Can I play rook f7, king f7, queen f4, here's rook f5. Queen f4, here's rook f5. Rook f5, queen c7, this could perhaps be something. Queen f4, here's queen e7 though. Defending. Rook e1, queen e7 also. We'll try it, queen f4. Something perhaps went a bit wrong here. The advantage doesn't look as good as it should be. It doesn't look like looks like it could have faded away as well. Should I grab that mega pawn with queen c7? I believe I could. Why not take a pawn from my troubles if I could get away with it? So it's also not only grabbing a pawn, but stirs up some trouble in his camp. Putting him to think. I also should play a bit faster. That is certain. Before. Play rook e1. Trade rooks. Bring my queen back securely to the heat of the action. And I should make some space. I allowed queen e3. Let me bring my knight in. Next step I need to do is make some space for my king. I don't want to trade for his bishop yet. So I'll keep minor pieces on the board. I'll bring the knight e5. I'm still trying to attack him. I could have taken on e6, but that looks very drawish, but he looks quite solid in knight e5. And play h3. Have to see how to convert. Let's try this knight g4. If he takes my rook, move my rook here. That's more instinctive kind of move. Let's play queen g5. Rook g6 he should probably play. Let's try not to lose by time. Anything else, I'll move my knight. Have to be fast on the mouse. Queen e8 made his threat. Not made, but something like that. Yeah. Take this. Check. Queen h5, I want to come in. Check. 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 I repeated it. I repeated it 3 times, so it was a draw. But I think I have something here. What did I miss here? Alright, let's see the game. So all this was good, or going according to the plan. And then, so here, queen a3 wasn't so good. f5 castles, knight b3, bishop b6. Here, f6 is good, opening up his king. To black's credit, he found excellent move, rook e8. The idea is that the queen has an eye back on the f8 square if it needs to come back for the defense or so on. So this is definitely a very, very interesting idea. I took here, which apparently wasn't good at all. I should have kept the tension, take on b6, play rook e1, then the game continues. Said I went for this, and this was a bit misevaluated position. But black's king is actually safe here on g8 due to my pawn actually. Black made a mistake with this. The game went on here. And black allowed my knight to come in. Could have actually taken this pawn on b5. And here black allowed this knight this knight g4, which is a brilliant move, as you could see by the 2 exclamation marks. So I played a brilliant move. And the idea is that black missed, allowing me these squares, and even at the price of the rook. So black would take my rook here. Then they would mate would come. Knight h6 takes, check. King f8, not exactly mate, but queen g8, queen f7, and I win the black queen. Black played rook e6. Yeah, I found the best move quickly, low on time. King g7, check, check. Knight f6, takes, check. And I started to repeat. I should have simply just pushed my pawn with h4 here, and then black is paralyzed. I should have realized this being low on time, but I repeated the position by 3 times by mistake, and it was automatic repetition here, but white was winning. Alright, let's move forward. Does anyone have any questions? So someone is asking, when will I analyze your games? Well, that will be very, very soon. That will have to be very soon, but those games will be very hard and painful to analyze. So the amount of dry draws, it was some very hard games to see, because I was expecting 11 out of 11. But never mind, we'll continue fighting here. You know, chess, you cannot win every game. So let's go for a new game. Alright. Let's use the next victim of the day. So imagine someone's tuning in to the podcast, the live for the first time, and they hear the phrase, let's see who's the victim of the day. Does that sound like a chess phrase? Should we use that more often in chess? Should we use that less? What do you guys think about that phrase? Alright, so you're playing against someone from the Netherlands. So let's play the trusted Caro-Kann defense. He plays d4, play d5, he takes, bishop d3. I like to play knight f6 and then develop my bishop out to g4. She plays queen b3, is attacking my pawn on b7. And here I like to simply defend it with my queen. She plays knight e2. Here I like to simply get rid of the knight and then play a simple strategy. I put my other pawns on light squares and I develop my remaining pieces. And this is a very soundproof, very fair strategy here, very solid. Can't go wrong here with black. The Caro-Kann is a supreme opening with supreme kind of understanding. So I played knight a3. He wants to go to the b5 square. I mean, to me that's a very, you know, here we put it as it is. That's a very stupid move. I mean, where's your knight going to b5 here? I mean, stop that. That's a stupid idea. This guy should go home and learn to play some proper chess. Alright. What pagan sorcery is this? What kind of move is that? It's very strange. So if I take the bishop, it's very clear he wants to take on b7. So that was his idea. If I play queen d7, I can play queen d7. Is that not right? I believe I can simply play this move. These people play some very strange chess these days. Strange moves, strange ideas. The game of chess is not the same of what it used to be. Who would put the knight on the square? The knight on the rim is dim. A very famous saying. Oh. Very interesting. She's going pawn grabbing. So he wants to take. I should get rid of his knight first. If I took, he could play bishop a6. Melee with the bishop b5 idea. Queen takes, and now I take back rook b8. I can't immediately castle due to his queen, but I can move my queen to intercept that ray, and then I can castle happily on the next move, and my position is alright. Some strange chess. So the question is, do I play knight d7? I can play knight d7. I don't think there's any problem. I castle next and start something on the queen side. Maybe even play e5 in the center. These people are playing some weird chess. F4 and I happily castle. F5 he plays. I believe I can play e5 here. Or I can... If I take, he plays rook. Captures. Then I play queen e2. Can I not take this? Because if he plays rook captures, if I take on e2, my knight would be hanging, but I'm calculating that he plays rook e1. If I play queen e3 check, okay, he'll move his king and he maintains the threats. I could be a little bit faster here, to be honest. Alright, so what are we gonna play here? Let's just get my knight to e4 and end the story. Bring the knight to the strongest outpost on the board. Okay, you can play rook captures f5. Let's try this queen h4. Let's bring my rook in the game like this. Play knight g5, creating some tension on the e file. Faster. We won't want a flag here, that wouldn't be nice. Play queen g4, threatening knight h3. Take on e1 here. Play h5, maybe some h4, some aggressive chess. Where's my queen going? Oh, we ran out of time here, but I can play knight e4 and rook e4. What is this? What has happened here? What has happened here? Let's see. So knight a3, a6 was good, bishop f4, queen d7, he took. This was good, so all this went fine, even though it was a weird sequence of moves. f4. So here best was simply queen e3, king h1, knight f6. The idea takes. I have some queen h6, which are these. First I want to take here, and also knight g4 ideas. Okay, I played queen h4, it wasn't too great. I did have the tactic knight captures c3, but then he could take on e7 and he get some play in the end game. Knight f6, knight e4 was fine, queen h4, rook e8 was good, knight g5 wasn't too great, queen f2, queen g4, king h1, takes, And bishop f5. I trap my own queen. Play knight e4 here. Simply play rook e4. The idea of queen d1 can block like this. Alright, so let's go another game there. That was a unfortunate self-queen trap. Alright, playing against another strong player. Let's say play the London system here. I don't like the London system too much. I have to give it credit. The London system is a very solid opening and it's a very easy system to pick up. And let's just try it in only one game to see what's the difference between when we play our lines e4 and what happens when we play the London system. Let's play knight bd2. Alright, queen b6. And here I think we have to defend pawn with rook b1. Knight c6, okay. Let's play pawn to c3, building the typical London wall. He plays knight h5. He wants to go after my bishop. Let's stop that. Bishop g5. Okay, let's go back. She plays g5. Now I have a very interesting question. Can I play this move? Now the idea is if he takes my bishop, I take knight at h5. And it looks very funny that I'm undeveloping my knight. But the idea is, okay, I go bishop g3, then he plays knight f5 again. Fair enough. And I play bishop d3. Okay, let him take the bishop. And here we have a very interesting pawn structure that has arisen. And here I would like to play pawn to f4 just to get a full clamp down on the central e5 square. I'll take this way. G takes, don't double my pawns. Take e takes. Maybe he's considering sacrificing a piece or something here. He wants a castle queenside. That would be good for him. My king doesn't really have a safe place to go. Now I'm thinking if I can play some queen g4. Doesn't look like the safest bet. Here I would like a regrouping with my knight to e2 and this other knight to f3. This could perhaps make some sort of sense. Let me try this queen b3 to trade queens. I don't think he would want to. Okay, he allows the traded of queens, which I don't agree with his decision. Because I believe he would have had a much better chance in the middle game, as my king didn't have a exactly safe haven. And now I would play bishop to b5, because if he moves his knight, I can trade his bishop. Okay, good. He wants to play like with pawn to b5 and so on. I'm thinking how best I could deal with it. Now I could go after this pawn on h5. It's quite weak. So why not? Let's play some g3 to contain it, king f2, and double my rooks. To me, this seems like a very solid strategy here. Plays e5. I don't want to open up the center too much. I'll ignore him. I'll just play rook h4 and bring my other rook to win this pawn. It looks like I have some very good prospects. Bring my rook in the game. Okay, I don't want to allow his pawn to go forward. Doesn't look like the prettiest move, but king blockades the pawn. He doesn't have knight c4 check. I'll take. And I just want to take his pawn on. And he resigned. Perhaps a bit premature resignation. But if we look at the position here, looks like it's kind of falling apart. There's a whole rule in the endgame by these old Soviet masters, which is the king is the best blockader of pass pawns. So he had this pass pawn on e4. And I put my king in front of it to blockade it. He can't play knight c4 check. I simply will take. And other than that, I want to take this pawn and he'll be down a pawn. And also his bishop is not so good. It's blocked in by his own pawn. So I had a lot of prospects in this game here. And he resigned. Perhaps a bit too early. But who am I to question his resignation? We accept it with open arms. So we'll play a couple more games. Answer a couple more questions. Then that will be the stream for the day. Alright. So go on, we'll check out this game briefly. Let's see how it was. So rook b1 was fine, this was fine. Here I should have taken on c5 and gone with b4. This wasn't too good. And queen captures h5. Knight g7, bishop g3. Knight f5, and here I could have played some queen h5. So this was good. Knight g1 wasn't good. Played this. Bishop g3. Knight f5. Bishop g7 wasn't so good. And yeah, when I played f4, so usually a nice rule to remember, guys, is when you have only one color squared bishop left. For example, I have the light squared bishop here. It's a good idea to put my pawns on dark squares because my bishop isn't obstructed by any of these pawns. And all these dark squared pawns form as a kind of replacement for the dark squared bishop as I control all these dark squares. So takes, bishop b7, 92. Queen h5 perhaps was better, with the idea that if he castles queenside, I could go ahead and take on e7. And this, while it looks very risky for me, he can't really break with pawn e5, so then it's questionable what compensation he actually has. I played h2, I allowed him to castle. After queen b3, yes, I was correct, he shouldn't have allowed me to trade the queens. Played h5 immediately, white is better here. And I could have gone with knight f3. This is a bit inaccurate. I should have immediately played with this knight f3 or perhaps rook h4, stopping the pawn, and just I want to get on the next move, knight g3, bishop f6. I can go back. This I took, and here simply g3, and I had a good feeling, king f2, rook h4, rook h1, and he resigned here. According to the computer, I see it's now plus 3 almost, so things are not looking too good for him. So let's go on to the next game. The last few games, as I said, if you guys have any question, now is a chance to ask it to e4. Let's play my trusted Caro-Kann. He plays knight c3, play pawn to d5, bishop to g4. So the idea of this is I give up my light squared bishop and then I put my pawns on the light squares. He plays d3. What's this? Let's play knight d7. Simple developing moves. g4. A bit kind of crazy, man. The range kind of move. I mean, strange move. Let's play queen b6. Keep an eye on the b2 pawn, not allowing him to develop his bishop easily or even at all. Plays a3. He's waiting. He could wait and wait, but his time will never come. Bishop d6. Yeah, my pieces out. Getting ready to make some harmony between the forces and really bring the fight. He plays g5. Now here, I mean, so me it's very simple. I don't like whenever white does like this crazy pawn storm or pawn attacks. I really don't know what he's trying. I mean, I simply develop my pieces. I move forward and he's doing some craziness here. I mean, I will castle. I mean, you attack me, man. I mean, what? I don't see what attack he has here. Bishop h3, please. I need to open something in the center. Let me try a move like this, bishop e5. And then perhaps I want to move my knight to c5. That's a strange move. Maybe I can move the bishop to d4 now, attacking the f2 pawn. Asking him what he really wants to do. Working together with my queen on b6. And I always like when my pieces are in well in harmony. Now my bishop is on a very good square. The center of the board. A square righteous. Its name a square. Bishop deserves. Knight d1 he plays, okay? Now I think I should start opening up something. Let me take on e4. But his king is in the center. So I definitely want to catch him. Play knight e5, attack his queen. His queen probably will go back to g3. Then where do I move my knight? Because then he wants to kick my bishop with c3. Knight c4 is one possible move. c5 he just plays c3. It's no big idea of that. This knight c4 is moving forward, looks interesting. Pressure on b2 as well. Now I play bishop e5, provoke him to play f4. Make some more weaknesses in his camp. He opened this diagonal as well. I'll play simply bishop c7. So white's position is really very fragile. I mean, I don't know who is he attacking here. He's probably attacking himself. It looks like he's suicidal. He's attacking himself. My question is, can I simply play knight captures b2? I mean, knight b2, rook b1. I think I can do this. I think this is a free pawn, guys. Maybe I'm missing something, but doesn't appear so. See castle, so to me it seemed like I got away with murder here. Knight c4 could be played. I like knight d3. Attacking his bishop. Bishop d2. I like knight g6. What's going on with this pawn on f4? Maybe he has to play e5. So what's that? Can I not take this? It's not everything just falling apart here. So the same pawns that he was using to attack me ended up being his undoing. King h1. Can I not take this also? Knight h5. Attacking his queen. Okay, but I'll be a bit careful. I don't want to get mated, but I believe I can just give knight g3 check. I believe I can just take this. I think I can play queen b2. Attack his knight. Play b5, attack his knight also. I don't think he's in time to give me any sort of mate. It's only some imaginary mates. So I don't see any mate. g6. I'll be careful. Let's take this way. I mean, this way is safer. You can take on e6 by simply move. Ooh. That is a nice... That was a checkmate there. I simply could have done something else. What went done here? Simply h captures g6, honestly. And rook h1. Could have taken this. That was a nice trap. I ran right into this. It's a nice mate, but definitely was not necessary. This position was completely winning. Simply h captures g6. The knight is falling. Bishop is falling. In the heat of the moment, thought rook h1, maybe some mate is coming, but here, simply bc4, and after he moves his bishop, just everything is hanging with check. So it would be nothing here. Let's move on to the next game. Alright, e4. Let's play the Caro-Kann defense with pawn to c6. d5. Here we go for pawn to c5. I like this variation. Knight to c6. So the whole point of the Caro-Kann is, rather than the French, I'm trying to preserve my light squared bishop to still come out. In the French, black plays e6 and closes his light squared bishop. So I play bishop f5. Pawn e6. And here I remove bishop to g6, which is a nice waiting move. Seeing how he's going to put his pieces, and then I will decide how I am going to continue. So I played a3, and here I believe the move is bishop to e7. A nice waiting move. Plays b4, and I play c4. And a very interesting idea is about to come now. So the whole concept of this position is I'm going to undergo an operation to completely shut down the queen side and then proceed on the king side. So here I'm trying to shut down the queen side, shut down the king side a bit, and then proceed on the queen side. So we're going to see what I mean here. So I'm going to play knight d7 here. So perhaps he's going to put his bishop to a3. Three dark squared bishops. We shall see. f4. Here I will play h5 simply, with the idea I want to get my knight to h6, but first I want to play h4, knight h6. So alright, we'll see how he's thinking here. So if I could be successful in my plan here, then things would be very, very good for me. Now remember guys, this might be the last game. So if you have any questions, anything you want to ask, this is the time to ask. This might be the last game here. It's been a long stream. You know, I'm tired of talking and playing all these games. Plays b6. It's a very interesting move. He realized that I want to keep the queen side closed, and he's just trying to open it at any cost. And the question is, do I take immediately or? I can ignore it for now with h4 and take the pawn on the next move. Already plays this knight h3. I mean, still I can develop with knight h6. So I want to get my knight to f5, and once I get my knight there, I'm already feeling a lot more comfortable. He wants to play knight c7, so I believe I have to take here. So I'm up a pawn, but nothing is 100% clear. Once I consolidate my development here, bring out my pieces, then I'll be up a pawn, and then I can maybe say I'm a bit better. But for now, I'm still in the stage of I have to get out my knight at the castle and see how things are working. Then I could start playing. Now, one piece of advice I usually give a lot of people and a lot of my students is usually when you play with black, try to just literally develop your pieces first, see what's going on, and then you think about trying to win. Because once you have healthy development, healthy pieces, usually rest comes easy. And here I think I could honestly castle. I don't see any problems with my position. Bishop a3, please. And here I believe I can play this knight f5. Okay. So his time is getting low. And I'm up a pawn with a very solid position. So white has a lot to do. I take with the, of course I take with the queen. Because my knight is good on f5. My other knight on b6 could be remaneuvered. Where? See it. Let me try a slide trap. Let's try queen d7. I want knight a4. Let's try knight e3 to harass him. I believe knight c2 does not simply trap his rook. Then he has the move f5. f5. Bishop f5, rook f5. Knight c2, p5 says f5. I don't think that's a big problem. I think I can play this. I can grab his rook. And I can move my knight to b3, I believe. I believe this is fine. Knight d6. I can take here, I believe. Okay. Alright, now I need to see how to quickly consolidate this. Queen a4. Queen c2 he will play. Let's get rid of his strong knight. Once that knight is off the board, I could breed much easier. Let's play g5. I don't want to give him this pawn. Let's play queen f7. Queen. Still queen g6 I think is fine. Let's take this. Take this. Bring my knight out. Bring my rook in the game. He could take this, but yeah, takes. Let's move. Play g4, go for his king. Takes. Take this. This is a draw. Seems he managed to find a draw here. Maybe, maybe not. Can we go up? Let's go up. Can my king go up? Looks very risky, but is this winning? Maybe. Queen h4. Huh. Over his check here. That was terrible. Yep. Let's see what happened there. So the critical position. For example, here I could have played Queen D1. King h1, simply Rook F1. Ready to go in for mate. And after knight f7, King h7, knight g5, simply King g6. Game would be over. So what happened? In the end, yeah, so this was winning. Queen h4 was not the move. King g6, Queen e6, Queen h5, Queen h3, and now King g5, with the idea to bring the queen to g4. And the idea here is that now after e6, there's Rook f2 check, King g1 and Rook e2. In the game, when I mix up the continuation with 5 seconds, I mean, there's Rook f2 check, King g1, Rook e2, but there's a move e7 here, and then after Rook e7, there's knight f5 check, which this still would be a draw. Let's play, but you know, when blitz is being played, everything is moving fast, and you can't always find the best moves, and a lot of blunders are made. But let's check the important opening strategy that was played here. So in the Karukan, here I played the very interesting concept of c4. And the idea of this, as I said during the game, was I wanted to shut down the queen side and then proceed. So here I played a5, for example, attacking him, provoking him to go b5. Then knight b8, knight d7. I could have played knight b6 and block it this way. But my dream position would be, for example, if I play knight b6, let's say he plays bishop a3, wants to trade bishops. Then maybe I would play some h5, but my idea is that knight h6, and maybe I can even put my king on d7 and even walk it to c7, because the queen side is completely blocked. And then I could slowly play on the king side. So that is one of the whole concepts of this opening here. And if f4 in the game, played h5 and he played b6, he started to panic. Here I simply went h4, knight h6. I took here, I castled, but perhaps castling was no immediate need. Knight f5 was played. f6 could have been played. Also, that would have been very interesting. Knight f5 takes queen d2, queen d7, knight e3, knight c2, and I got the rook here. So here I knew black was completely winning, and I'd see it was good trying to get rid of his strongest knight. G5. Knight c1 simply could have been played here. But Knight c1. Oh, it's a simple fork. Really nothing to discuss here. Knight c1. I missed that. Queen f7 was played up, but you know, with time low here and talking, you miss some things. I missed that simple idea. Queen f7, queen g6, knight b3, and rook takes, and all this was winning. And in the end here, in completely winning position. This is literally mating. 7, this was queen b1. And rook f1, I mean, check, and I simply move. So I've been simple mate. I simply blundered and gave away all my pieces. Tried to run. I didn't find the correct sequence with 5 seconds. Played some stupid move. I didn't go up too well. Anyways, so that's the last game of the stream. So does anyone have any questions here? Do you guys want to know anything? So today, as you could see, I did something very interesting. I explained you a lot of my ideas as an international master. I know Blitz is usually very fast-paced and you don't usually get a grasp of everything that's going on. But I tried my best to break it down slowly for you all. Even though I'm playing, to not concentrate fully on my game, but to concentrate fully on explaining you guys the ideas of what's going on. I hope you all learned a lot today. Remember, I'm a small content creator, and each like, each view, each comment really is very helpful to me. I'm very grateful for that. And thank you for everyone who was here with me today, who was there to see some blunders, some brilliant moves, some interesting opening ideas, and some very fascinating chess. And for those of you who don't know, my next course is coming out soon on Chessable. So everyone stay tuned, be ready, and always keep fighting. Chess is a game where you have to put in consistent work. So train every day, do your puzzles, and be ready for more. Thank you guys once again. See you.